Hello and welcome back to my channel, Cards by Melissa Minor. Today I have the new May stamp and die set from the Stamps of Life, and this is called Tropical Vibes. I am so in love with this set. Here is the inspiration card that comes with the set. Let's take a look at it. It has this cute little Hawaiian shirt and all these little icons that comes with it. And the little sentiments, happy birthday, lay the celebration begin, aloha sunshine, Hawaiian hello, and laying back and thinking of you. And then we have the matching dies. If you're interested in signing up for the Stamp and Die Hard Club, I will have a link down below in the description box, and you can join using my coupon code MelissaM, and you will receive 500 bonus club points. All right, so with this one, the stamps are tiny, and usually I would stamp and use my blocks, but with this one, I want to show you a little trick. So I went ahead and used the outline dies and cut them out, and you can see them there in my stack and sort trays off to the left-hand side. And then what I'm doing is I've created a mask. So I'm using the cardstock where I cut the pieces out, and I am putting it in my MISTI, and I am putting in the stamps. I'm putting it in the spots where I cut those pieces out, and I'm lining the stamps inside those little spaces. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to close the MISTI door, and then I'm going to go ahead and line up all the images of the cardstock. And so that way all of these images will stamp perfectly. So there I am closing the door. So all of those are pressed up nicely. Okay, so we have that step done. Now I'm going to grab my tweezers because these little pieces are kind of hard to hold on to. And now I'm just going to line them up. And so let me move this out of the way. So we'll start lining them up and just getting them so they fit inside like a little puzzle. So let's get this one. This is the little leaf. And so let me turn this around and we'll get this one in here. And then this is the flower. So we'll get that stuck in there. And the star, I just got to figure out which way this one goes. So let me turn it around here and just get this one to line up. And then I just have a couple more, but we want these to line up so then we can ink up our stamp and then we can get the images. Because with these, it is kind of hard to hold on to. You know, if I were to stamp and then there's not much room to line up the dies. You know, if you were to stamp first and then put the die over, you can't really see where you're die cutting. So this is what I found that works the best. I'm using my alcohol-proof ink here because I am going to be using my Spectrum Noir Tri-Blend markers to color these images up. So let me get lots of ink on here because I only get one pass on these. So let me press, press, press. Let me close this ink up. And let me press, press, press. I just want to make sure I get a good impression on these. And I'm just making sure I get this nice and inky. So I'm pressing each stamp down. All right. So let me peel open the door here. And let's take a look and see what we got. And it looks like I need to use my tweezers here. Oh my gosh, look, perfect. So there's the lay. And it's perfect. And let me use my tweezers and pineapple. It's perfect. It's perfectly lined up. Let me get my tray here. And I'll just put these in the tray. So, and then we've got the flower and the leaf. Don't those look great? And so if you're having trouble lining up the stamps and dies for these smaller images, this might be a little trick that could help you get these lined up. Okay. So now that we have that done, let me go ahead and bring in my markers. So I'm not going to do all of this coloring on camera, but I am just going to show you here that I am bringing in my markers, and there's no fancy coloring involved. These are very tiny. I am just going to add a little bit of shading here on this pineapple. It's probably the largest image, so I am going to just add a little bit of the medium shade here and blend that in, and then I'm going to go back and then color the top of the leaves here of the pineapple. Let me get that colored up, and then I will color the rest of these images so that we can make a card today. I love this tropical vibe set. It is perfect to make summer cards. I think all of these images just make me smile and ready for summer. All right, so here we go. I got all of the images colored up, and don't they look cute? All right, so I do need to get the shirt, and so let me get this lined up on here. And you know what? I don't think I need to use the Misty for this one. I want to use my block. I really only need to use the Misty for those little tiny ones with that shell or that template that I brought in. But for the rest of my images, I'm going to use my secret weapon here from the Stamps of Life. And let me get my block here on the shirt. And let me ink it up. Let me get this lined up here. I'm going to put some ink on the stamp. I'm a little off camera here. I'm just inking up my stamp. I'm really inking it up. I'm shaking my table here. Sorry about that. I went a little crazy. All right, so let me give this a good press. And let me lift it, press, press. Perfect. I love it. All right, and to give it a little bit of contrast, I'm going to bring back in that marker, and I'm going to use the magenta blend. I'm going to use the lightest shade here. Yep, the magenta blend. And I'm just going to color in the collar and then the buttons, and I'm not going to do any crazy shading. I'm just going to give it a little color here so that we have a little bit of contrast. And then you won't see much of this shirt because I'm going to add that beautiful lei that we stamped and die cut over the top of this shirt to give it that Hawaiian look. All right, so I like that. That looks pretty good. So let's go ahead and start putting the card together. So I'm bringing in this Stitched Windows background die, and I've went ahead and I want to show you how to use this die. So you do need to make sure you layer both of these pieces together when you die cut when you run it through your die cut machine. So I've went ahead and ran this piece through my die cut machine. And so I've got a couple pieces here of cardstock that I've already cut out. So let me glue this down to my base. And I am using the Stamps of Life Happy Crafter glue. It does dry clear, and it does have a fine tip applicator on it. And so let me get this pressed down. This is a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 A2 standard card. So I'm going to get this lined up. And then I'm going to use that Stitched Window background die, and I'm going to use that and layer it over top of this piece. So that's going to look nice. And then inside the Stitched Windows background dies, it does have some layering pieces where you can cut out the little windows. And I really like that. It has the layering windows where you can cut out either one with stitching or ones without stitching. And so I went ahead and cut out some white pieces with stitching, and that's what we're going to use to showcase our little images from this stamp set. Now I got a little crazy with the glue here, but that's okay because that does dry clear. So we won't see that in the end. So here's the little pieces that I was telling you about, those layering pieces. So I'm going to use my tweezers, and I'll just glue a couple of these down, and then I'll glue the rest down off camera. So let's just get started here. So I'm going to put some white ones down, and I'm also going to mix in some of this pattern paper. And this is the polka dot pattern paper. This is in the kiwi color. And let me bring in the paper pad to show you where this is from. And I believe this is still on the website. This is called Cut Them Up. And I like this because it has so many polka dot patterns in it. So this is great just for backgrounds and such. So I thought this would be cute. That kiwi color just, I think, goes along with the tropical vibes theme. So I will go ahead and glue the rest of these down off camera. All right, so I got all of those little squares glued down, and now we're ready to start bringing in our little images that we stamped and die cut. So I'm going to start gluing them down. So I want to put this little orange star at the top, and then we're going to put our Hawaiian shirts right here on top of that. And that's going to be the focal point of our card. So we will put that right here. Doesn't that look cute? I love it already. And then we're going to layer the little Hawaiian lei right on top of that. So let me go ahead and get some glue on here, and we'll put it right on top. There we go. And it sits just right on top. And then let's go ahead and add the rest of these little icons. So we've got the pineapple. And we'll put the pineapple over here. I want to space out the colors. So we've got a lot of pink. And so I want to space out where the flamingo, I want to put the flamingo, I think, down here in the right-hand corner. And then I'll put the little flower, I think, up on top. Let's see. Yeah, let's put the flower up on top. There we go. And then I've got the leaf. So let me go ahead and put the leaf down here on the last little white square that is showing. So we'll put that down here in the bottom left-hand corner. And then this piece I went ahead and cut out of some yellow cardstock here. And I believe I cut this out of, let's see, what color did I use here? This is out of the Sunshine cardstock. And I used the decal edge rectangles. And I'm bringing in the sentiment from the stamp set. And this says, laying back and thinking of you. So let me bring back in the secret weapon. And let's get this inked up. And let's ink it up really good. And let's see if I can get this lined up. It's kind of hard when I'm not standing right over top of it. And let me give it a good press. Perfect. I love it. And isn't that sentiment so cute? Laying back. That's so cute. All right. So we just need to add the sentiment to the card. Let me use my tweezers. I don't know if that's dry. I think it is, but just, I don't want to smear it, or I don't want anything to mess up the card now. So let me get some glue on here, and then we will add this to the card. And that looks cute. I'm just gonna tilt it a little bit, and then let's see. Okay, so I like that. And then I had these gems in my stash. These are from, I believe these came in last month's card kit, maybe in the April card kit. So let me bring these in. These match. These have the yellow. That kind of spruces it up a little bit. That looks cute. And then to finish this off, I am going to bring in some pops of color from my stash. And this is the Gloss Sunshine color. I could have used anything here, any color, but I think this yellow just looks super cute. All right, so here's another look at my card. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit that thumbs up button. And if you're new, I hope you'll subscribe and come back. I do appreciate any time you shop and use my links, as that helps support me and my YouTube channel. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.